Hey, it's time to do another YouTube update. We just got finished with church, so you can see in the background, that's our house and our church, and you might hear some music still playing. But I just have amazing testimonies to share with our donors, with everyone who prays for us. When I came back from America, I brought a series of teachings from a young man named Michael Todd, who's a pastor in Oklahoma at Transformation Church. And he's like really transforming our lives here in Uganda. It's just been amazing. He has a whole teaching on faith, and it's like 19 series. Like every week we watch about faith, and our faith has just been so encouraged that I just stepped out of my comfort zone, knowing that I didn't have any money in the bank, and we really need our new compound. We're living in this rented house for $1,500 a month. And we have all this beautiful land that's already been bought and no buildings on it. So I went ahead and decided to go out and ask contractors for bids. Not having, maybe I had 10,000 in the bank. And for one building, it's like 70,000 just for the girls' dorm. So I said, I'm gonna go and just take this huge step of faith and believe that God is gonna provide it, that it's His will for us. So I got the last bid to the contractors. I have 5 of them on October 6th. And that night I went to bed just believing that God was going to make the way and bring the provision. I woke up the next morning and I received an email that one donor had given $42,000. And I just was like, my kids were just in shock and jumping and screaming and yelling because they saw this is crazy faith, to step out and believe for something when you don't have any money in the bank, knowing that what you have is so small. But God said all He needs is a mustard seed, and He can do so much with that small baby faith. And then so we went to another level, and I put out an update. Our car has been breaking down so much. Every week it seems like we're making repairs. We have to add oil to it all the time. We've had the engine rebuilt so many times. It's like a 1996. And so I said, we really need a new car. And we've known that for a year. And so I just said, hey, if anybody's like interested, kind of, sort of, maybe you want to help with this project of getting a new car. That same day, like the same day, Iris, Germany, and another donor both said, we want to help with the new car. And so I went yesterday, we went to look at the car 2 days ago, and then yesterday we went to go make the down payment. So I think by the end of next week, we're going to have a brand new van. 2007 is the year. It's new for us. It's going to seat 11 passengers instead of 8. God has just done exceedingly abundantly more than we could ever ask or hope for or even imagine. And it just keeps growing. The kids are just in shock. I have 3 kids that said, we're going to take a step of faith and we're going to apply to the #1 school in Uganda. The #1 school, and all of their friends said, you're not going to be able to go there. It's only for rich people. It's only for white people. Those who work in the government, their kids, you're not going to be able to afford it. You just live in an orphanage. And they didn't tell me. They went and applied and didn't tell me. And they all got accepted. And so I looked at it. I looked at the tuition and I said, God can do this. So I told them, you're going to that school. So all 3 are going to Uganda Christian University when they do start back up. I went this week and purchased 3 brand new computers. There went $3,000, but God had the money. He had the provision for us. And I'm just constantly amazed by the goodness of God. And if we just have a tiny little mustard seed of faith, and even my kids know it, that, this is my desire and this is what I want. And I want to go to the best school, and I want it to be a Christian school. And I'm not going to wait for my mom's permission. I'm going to apply. And God will make the way. And they just believed it. And so we're on this journey of faith that's just so incredible that there's nothing that we're not for believing for anymore. That God is going to do the impossible in our lives. We just give thanks to Him so much because He hears the cry of our hearts. And he sees that we believe in Him and that we trust in Him. And He sees that we don't trust in any other. And we just thank God that He uses those who have donated to us, who have been steady throughout all of these years of Iris Ministries, going into 12 years, there's still some donors that have been there since the beginning. And we just thank you. And for all the new ones that are signing on, you're sowing into some really good seed. You hear our kids, they love Jesus so much. They trust him. Every Wednesday night, we have youth night. And before I would have to ring the bell, come on, it's time. And now they're there an hour early. I'm serious, I'm not exaggerating. An hour early, waiting, just waiting for the worship and waiting for the word, because they're so hungry. And they're seeing the power of God in action, that he's moving. I mean, they've seen it before when we came out of South Sudan, how the power of God brought us out. But we got here to Uganda and we became kind of lazy and kind of comfortable. And God has really been convicting my heart in this season of COVIDness, to get out of the comfort zone, is to get back into the ocean, into the waves, get out of that boat of comfort and start believing for bigger and for more, even in the midst of all of this that's going on around us. So we just praise God and we're so excited. We love you guys. We love you so much for all of your support. Even if all you can do is pray, to me, that's just one of the most important things you can do, is just to keep us before the Lord, that every single one of these kids will see just amazing goodness in their lives. And they'll forget, the rejection and the past. To them, God is their Father and their provider. So God bless you all so much.